Welcome back to the Squadcast. I'm Grant.
I'm Christina.
And we're searching for the future this week. Where is the future gone?
I don't know, but you know who might.
Jason Calacanis from Mahalo. We're going to talk to Jason about the future of search, and we're going to run down some of our favorite social search tools on this episode of the Squadcast.
This is information. The proper use of it can bring a new dignity to mankind. Properly related, it can maintain a balance between man's needs and his resources. In many aspects, these are information machines, capable of storing, processing, and relating a vast quantity of information.
All right, Jason. Hi. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me. It's very interesting to be interviewed by the blog that you created. Download Squad was always one of my favorite blogs at WeblogsInc.
We're talking about social search, and basically, because you're the best person to go to, if you could just kind of give us an overview of what exactly social search is.
Well, it's a new category, and like many new categories, it's kind of hard to define when it's so new. But essentially, social search is using humans and wisdom of crowds, groups of humans, to make better search results and to make a better search experience. And if you look at Google, it's machine search. Machines go crawl the web and they use algorithms, and that's great. And there is actually a human component to it. They do look at, users click what they click on, so they click on number 7 in the search results as opposed to number 5.
Right.
I think they look at over time maybe number 7 is more important or a better result for people, and they do testing, and actually they're based on PageRank, which is humans linking to other sites, and how many sites link into Download Squad over time could the value of those sites could increase the value of Download Squad. So
right.
It's unfair to say Google is not human. It has human elements, but it's mostly machine. And what we're building has machine elements, but it's mostly human. So, we're probably 90% human, 10% machine, and they're probably 10% human, or maybe 1% human, and 99% machine.
Okay.
What Mahalo does, which is a social search engine, I think it's the first, or people tell me it is. We look at the long tail of search, and I'm sure the listeners understand what the long tail is, but briefly you have the long tail, which is the graph of sort of big blockbuster hits and then mid-level hits and then small hits. So you might have a big blockbuster movie like Spider-Man that makes hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, and you might have smaller movies like a little romantic comedy in the middle of the tail. Then you have the long tail with the indie films. Well, what we do is we use humans, guides, individuals with great judgment and who are paid to write the search results that are the most popular. We've written 30,000 pages so far. Each of those represents probably 10 different search terms.
Okay.
So, we've got a bunch of searches written by humans. Then the next part of it, we have humans who are in the audience suggesting links. So, we might do iPhone, but somebody in the audience might suggest iPhone hacks, or, we might do Paris hotels and somebody might do Paris hotels that accept dogs,
right.
and go down the long tail a little bit further than we will, and they'll submit links, and then they add friends in the network just like you might on Facebook, and then over time you can share links with your friends, and you can impact the search results. So that's the sort of concept of it, is what are your friends looking at, what are they bookmarking, saving, what are they voting for, essentially, and the bookmarking is the proxy for voting. It's sort of the same thing, we sort of build the top search results in that sort of transparent way that the Wikipedia is edited, and we have comments so people can debate it if we got it wrong, and so that's essentially what social search is becoming.
Okay.
And we have a toolbar called Mahalo Follow, and it does a number of things. The main thing it does is it lets you recommend pages to Mahalo search engine. So, if you wrote a great story in Download Squad, or if you wanted to submit this podcast to my search result or the social search result, or both on Mahalo, you could, in the toolbar, click on that. You would recommend this page. It gives you a little dialog box that pops up that says, for what search would you like to submit this? What tags? Describe it. And then, in addition to submitting to our service, you can check off some boxes. And I believe we're the first people to do this. And that's what I'm told. You can check off some boxes to syndicate that bookmark to Twitter, Jaiku, and Tumblr, basically blogging services. You can submit it to other bookmarking services like Delicious, Magnolia, Google, Notebook, Stumble Upon, and even your Facebook page. And so we've been adding services to it. And so one click, you can submit to, almost 10 services, I think, now.
That's great.
And it really saves a lot of time for people, because I know for me, when I write a good blog post or we do a good page on Mahalo, I like to bookmark it so people can find it on those other services. And boy, does that take a long time. And
it does. Yeah. Well, thank you for speaking with us, Jason, and talking to us about social search and Mahalo and the various things about social search and how it works. And we will put links to Mahalo Follow in the show notes, as well as some of the other things we talked about. Thank you again. Really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Good luck with the site.
Thank you so much.
Kintura. Kintura is a social search engine based on tag clouds. Probably the coolest thing about Kintura is they have a kids search engine, which is actually a really useful kids search engine, and not just an adult search engine with all the adult links stripped out and a couple of cute pictures added. It's worth checking out, Kintura.
Mahalo Follow. This is pretty cool. It's a Firefox toolbar, but in addition to being able to search for Mahalo results, anytime you search a site, say Google or the New York Times or Download Squad, if a match comes up that Mahalo has a page for, that will automatically show up. Additionally, you can submit a link to Mahalo, Facebook, Stumble Upon, and Delicious all at the same time.
Delicious kind of started social search. Save your own links, kind of like your own bookmarks. But you can tag those links, and then you can search and view other people's links that they've tagged. So it's kind of a really basic form of social search, but it works pretty well for some topics.
Stumble Upon. Okay, well, like the name says, it helps you stumble upon stuff. You can submit and share links, you can tag words associated with those links, and it kind of helps you organize the semantic web. Very cool.
Eurekster is a Swicky. And I'm really not fond of the word swicky. It's sort of spectacular. Semantic differences aside, though, Eurekster is actually a pretty neat little tool. It allows communities to build their own social wiki-based sort of searches. Kind of a hybrid of a wiki, a search engine, and, say, Dig. It's interesting and useful for specific topics. All right, well, do you feel like you found the future?
I think we still need to search a little bit harder.
Yeah, I do too. If we do find the future, we'll let you know. I'm Grant Robertson.
I'm Christina Warren.
You can email us, squadcast@downloadsquad.com, or you can subscribe to our now iPod-compatible RSS feed at downloadsquad.com/squadcast. Just look for the link.